this is Deckard6, and welcome back to Sea Dog Sultan. There's going to be a little bit of a... It's a bit different session. I ended up doing streaming, and the video didn't save when I was trying to do streaming. Fortunately, I'm smart and did a separate save, so we're still able to recover that lost play time. I'm going to somewhat be trying to replicate what I did on the stream, namely taking down Ayuthaya while she's still weakened from her previous war. Our last war went extremely well. We had virtually no casualties. The only thing we're waiting for now is for nationalism to go down. Once that's down, we're in an ideal position to beat the crap out of Ayuthaya. And Ayuthaya, if I recall, is not doing too hot. She's currently being beat up in this war. Yeah. She's got about 10,000 men, but no manpower to replace it. We've got 12,000 and plenty of manpower to replace it. So unpause and let our... we'll probably run for about a year. Just let Ayuthaya continue to fight her current war. And we'll let our own cores finish, our nationalism go down. Anything we can do in the meantime? Well, we're definitely going to be interested in saving these people. So let's take that. Let's also fabricate a claim here so we have a claim on that as well. We do have the option to do some colonization right now, but I'm just going to let us save up money until we've taken down Ayuthaya. Just in case we need to buy a large number of mercenaries, we have the option to hire additional forces and just steamroll them. My ultimate goal is to basically my minimal goal is to take the two Malaysian provinces. Those are priority number one. I also want to push all the way up through the Mon territory they have. This will mainly give us a connection right next to their capital, so in any future wars we can immediately threaten the city of Ayuthaya proper. Nationalism isn't looking too bad, but there's nothing worse than having your entire army devoted to a new war front and then suddenly, whoopsie daisy, you have to pull them all back to go deal with rebels. We also have a good general. Alright, Ayuthaya has finished her war. Do we want the piety right now? Yes, we want the piety right now. The additional morale, I think, will be helpful in the upcoming war. Oh, here's exactly the kind of rebellion I was looking to prevent. I think we're going to march our 12,000 men into Patani, or Patani, hire some mercenaries, and start sieging out the other province as well. Try to just advance as quickly as possible. Yeah, once this core is finished, I think we're going to start the war. She's going to have a little time to rebuild, but she's still going to be fairly weak. Yeah, less than 10,000 men, still no manpower. We're going to have 14,000 actively in the field and 12,000 in manpower. She does have some allies. Dai Viet is the one that potentially worries me. She's big enough to bring some manpower into the fray, and she's close enough to do it. Tibet's moderate, but also really far away. Pegu, smallish moderate, and close enough to bring stuff in, but also probably not going to contribute that much. Okay, that's not my good general. My good general is my Sultan. I was briefly like, no, don't want to lose that. I guess losing all the balance points here, since administrative is so valuable. This will also clear off the last of our overextension. to reduce revolt risk just a little bit more. All right, turning down the speed a little bit. Let us raise some additional forces. Couple of mercenaries. We are going to gather all of our navy so that we can hit their navy and blockade the Gulf of Siam. We're technically going to be outnumbered. Not out of our own forces, but when you consider all the allies they're going to be able to pull in. And Bengal is not quite willing to join in with us. We're going to go for that as our war goal. We're going to invade. Next, I'm going to pull out our navy. See if we can catch some Ayuthaya ships. Just a little bit to knock out some of their trade fleet. That's free damage to their trade fleet basically right there. Who actually joined in? Pegu, Tibet, and Dai Viet. Okay, they all joined in. All right, here's their main fleet. Oop, I want my warships in there as well. Otherwise, I'm just inflicting free. I want my trade ships in there as well. I'm losing some of my transport fleet. Oh, they have a really good freaking commander too. That's the problem. Still, a good roll is all we really need. Bloody peasants! Really good commander and really good rolls on their part. It's just making this a lot bloodier than I was hoping. Still, most of our actual casualties have been to our only casualties are cheap to replace cogs. So that's not that big a deal. We're going to repair before we move in again. I know there could potentially be some Dai Viet ships out there as well, and that could potentially strike us while we're weak. So we're going to wait here and repair a little. Next, we're going to worry about providing the sea support for these sieges. The quicker these sieges get done, the quicker we are able to consolidate our forces and be ready to prepare for a major decisive battle. Also, if we can start blockading, that'll add some war exhaustion to them and make them less inclined to fight. I'm wondering, is this war exhaustion from those battles, or is it just a little left over from their previous war that we've caught them in? Because according to this, we're actually, pretty badly outnumbered. It's just, I don't think Tibet is... I think Tibet's the biggest supplier of troops, and she's not going to be directly able to come. She's way up there. And I don't think she's going to be able to make it through any of those guys. Sieges are going well. I haven't seen any enemy troops yet. We're just going to grab local manpower modifier for the time being. Oop, yep, overseas exploration. That's a good one for us. We're not going to start doing it yet. Once again, I'm just waiting until the war's over and I'm able to concentrate on my exploration rather than having to divide my attention. Did we lose? Looks like we lost another ship. Because the war we had 8. Well, we're going to need more of them anyway in order to transport a new, larger army around. Because eventually we're going to want to be able to storm Makassar as well. I'm probably going to end up just peace dealing with those rebels. Now, Ayuthaya, you do realize we're at war, right? You're supposed to march troops down to fight me? I have no idea what they're doing. I'm really just hoping an army of 40,000 men from them all just consolidating doesn't show up. Alright. Siege. Successful. I'm going to put those mercenaries at risk and go see if I can deal with those rebels. You can also move up and give us some sight and some more blockade in the Gulf of Siam. There it is. Am I going to deal with the rebels? I think I'm going to deal with the rebels. No, I'm not. I'm going to turn around. Alright. See, I'm going to wait until they're going to arrive there on February 10th, so on February 9th I can start marching. Basically, it has to do with when the AI starts ticking. If you give them only a single day to react, or in this case, not even a single day, you can move in and just wipe out. There we go, wipe out an Ayuthaya stack. Now, as for these rebels, handle them. Yes, I hate the prestige loss, but it's a small province. Alright, they will be arriving on March 4th, on March 5th, so I should march on March 4th. There we go. Well, they just stack wiped me. Can I get there before they do? No, I can't. That's inconvenient, to say the least. Looks like I'm going to have to raise a few more men. And at least put a token general in charge. Yep, Tibet is bringing some men down. That is very, very inconvenient. Still, we stacked wiped 5,000 of them. They stacked wiped 2,000 of us. See if we can catch some more here. Get Tibet out of the war would be nice. There we go. Stack wipe 7,000 of them. Possibly get Tibet just out of the war. Well, she's not technically out of the war, but I think she's not going to be providing any more troops to this. And you can look how much we've closed the troop gap in so short a time. It's this double stack of Pegu Ayuthaya that is the risk. Will they stop if I start marching? Yes, they will. Still, if I can keep them bouncing around rather than finishing sieges, that's a small victory for me. I can move these guys up and start resuming my siege. When are they arriving? July 9th. So July 8th I'll start marching, and hopefully these guys will be able to hold out, since I've given them at least a token general. July 8th, begin marching. Alright, they rolled a 0, which ensures we will have time to get my troops there. And now I can take my main army and push the advantage while I finish this siege. I'm just going to follow them straight up into their homeland, see if I can catch their army and wipe it out. My guess is they're falling back to Ayuthaya at the moment. Oh, bugger all. That is very inconvenient. I'm going to have to build some more cogs quicker than I was initially planning. I captured a cog. Alright, now I'm probably going to flee down to here. So, we'll create a new unit, detach the cog from here. It can go and start repairing. I have another cog. So that means I need 4 more cogs in order to be able to transport my whole army. Excellent. That's sufficient. It's not excellent because I'm having to transport it to stop a incursion on the main island. Neither of these are good. Both those are negative. And they're both negatives to things we care about. Okay. Bam. That is the Ayuthyan army completely wiped out. Means I can put some men on a boat and possibly go deal with the Viet insurgency. They're not that strong. They have a decent general, but mine's better. I'll be able to at least bring my troops over in a couple of waves. Should be able to deal with them while my mercenaries here finish sieging up. I'm interested in cash, so I will raise war taxes. I feel like we can spend the military points in order to raise the cash at this stage. since we're not, we're a little ahead of where our neighbors are. Heretical research. Still want the piety at this point. It will come a time in the near future where we start wanting to go secular, but not quite yet. Basically, after this war and some of the initial conversions are over, I think we're going to start going secular. Probably with our next king. But this one, we still need the piety bonuses. We're going to want to convert some of these Mon provinces. Alright. Have to bring them over in 2 steps, but it shouldn't be too much trouble. And they're taking forever on their siege. I'll probably just leave this sieged. I don't overly care about having to recapture it right now. Or more, taking territory from Ayuthaya is probably going to be more important to winning this war than recapturing that province. No, I don't want to. I want to merge. There we go. Alright, it's one more province done. We can go into Lagor. Gonna make sure to wipe this stack. Oh, it just got wiped anyway. I thought I was gonna have to chase it down. Good for me. So we're definitely winning this war. The enemy has only about 5,000 men. Ayuthaya itself is completely broken. It has 3,000 men. I'm pretty sure those are probably mercenaries at this point. They really don't have much of anything. You can now move up into the Gulf of Siam. Start blockading there again. Can't quite cover it all with just you at the moment. I'll bring up the rest of the ships as soon as they're done playing shuttle duty. So we could probably make some decent money doing all these blockades. If it wasn't for paying the mercenaries, I'd want to do this war almost indefinitely. Or at least until it starts giving me the "your people want peace" complaint. Uh-oh, are we going to make it in time? Will they make it in time to reinforce? Oh, they stopped invading. Okay. They did decide to come down. I should catch them and kill them. It's mildly, they're hurting my mercenaries, but quite frankly, who gives a shit? That's what mercenaries are good for, right? Dying? Dying so your countrymen don't have to? Let's pursue them. Interested in just wiping their stack again. I see no reason to let them live. And now we've got enough to siege out all of Ayuthaya. You know, let's go and we have some manpower to spare. Let's pillage. So, pillaging requires moving into provinces like we just did. No, it's not a coastal, so it doesn't count. Moving into provinces that are not connected to yours. So in this case, it also counts coastal provinces. So we'll move in, we'll loot Siam Reap, we'll move Karat. None of these are really particularly valuable provinces for looting. But it applies a penalty to Ayuthaya, it gives us some cash. Yeah, none of these are really worth looting. God, only like 1 or 2 base taxes, screw that. I will, however, start sieging Ayuthaya itself. That's a major prize. The thing with taking Ayuthyan provinces is most of their provinces are mediocre at best. There's this one. Prenakor is pretty good. Korat's okay. And then it's just the capital. The capital is so good, but all the outlying territory is just so mediocre. It doesn't even have that many like high value resources. It's mostly grain, which I'm assuming is rice out here. So it's mostly rice production. Hey, you're offering me peace? Well, too bad. You can just suck it. No, they're not attacking me, my mercenaries. Cowards. What's the matter? Don't want to bring me to battle? Oh, I guess you remember how well that went last time. Yeah, I can just acquire a great deal of terrain here. I might even end up taking this one as well. Tenasserim. just to sort of finish this little peninsula off. Once I'm actually done sieging Ayuthaya, I'm going to come back here and deal with their counter siege. I have control of the waterway, so I should have the advantage when it comes to the. Oh, here they come. I'm actually going to split you, leave some men behind. When are they getting there? The 23rd of June, so I have some time to wait. Yeah, 22nd. All right, they've got some good rolls, which is bad. But my main reinforcements arrive. They still got a good roll, but it doesn't really matter. They're probably going to go all the way. Actually, they're going all the way back to Tibet. I'm just going to wipe out you guys again. Just remind you that you're not allowed to have an army. This is my land. I just don't actually have my name on the map yet. And we're making really good money from all these sieges and blockades. Alright, how much navy am I up against? I probably could go and blockade some of these guys as well, see if I can draw them out of the war. No new incursions, are there? There is a new incursion, but it's super small. I might be able to force them out of the war soon anyway with a... You don't have the men power? Oh, you'll have it shortly. Well, we can take the prestige ship. We got so much prestige right now. Let's see if I can drive you out of the war with a little blockading. Okay, now you got the manpower. Alright. Looking quite good. Alright, Diviet. Sue for peace. Not quite ready to take it. But you're not particularly happy about this situation at the moment. If you didn't have this one province siege, you probably would have already given up. Oh, this is technically a out of my reach province, isn't it? Yep. Well, let's see if I can go and catch the Diviet ships. Sink those. Ayuthaya will probably give me everything I want right now out of my core war goals. Oh yeah, they will give me everything. Oh, rebellion. Oh, we can go put that down. You guys wanted to join me like yesterday. Now you're complaining? Make up your minds. Alright, let's engage the Diviet fleet. Once again, I'm going up against better leadership, but I'm the one with the heavy warships. They've got galleys and they're out of the sea, out in the proper ocean this time. Sink that. And that takes care of the rebels. Now let's take care of these so-called nation states. We have no interest in that galley. Sorry. Manpower is still over 10,000, which is sort of like the point I want to keep it at during this war. Don't quite own all the provinces I want yet, so... Are they going to attack me? No, they're running the F away. Can't catch them there. Or can I now? I can. Alright, let's get to some more blockading as soon as the month rolls over. Steal some more money from Pegu. Put some more pressure on Diviet. Basically just pillaging gold at this point to fill my treasury. Nope, no peace yet. tempted to make them break their alliance with Ayuthaya, but at the same time, I don't want to fracture this area too much, because I am interested in keeping... Wow, they actually managed to finish that siege. That's very inconvenient, because these guys are still ticking. Diviak, can I possibly convince you to just go home? No, after they took that province, they're totally not interested in going home. Gosh darn it. I can't... I'm just waiting for this to roll over. I can't do anything until it rolls over. There we go. I'll just wipe out their army one last time to reinsert dominance. I want everything. How much inflation is this? That's not worth it for that inflation. I want everything. Give me all of it. Congratulations, Ayuthaya. Alright, fortify. This is definitely a good one to do. It's free manpower, and we're going to want to fortify that anyway. Now let's spend all of our hard-earned administrative points on coring. At least a lot of these territories that I took without claims are low in base tax and aren't going to cost that many administration points. Yeah, damn right they're in a military coalition against us. How's our war exhaustion? Moderate. We can also introduce the Yizya, and yeah, let's do that. We're not going to super piety at the moment, nor are we actually actively converting. Though we will in a little while. Man, these guys do not like us. It's worth the 10 military power, I think, 30 from these two, to sort of put down some of the unrest and reduce our risk of rebellions. Yeah, war exhaustion was getting up there, overextension's getting up there. You guys can go back to protecting trade and Canton once you're finished repairing yourselves. You are now set to go. I was going to check. My trade range got bigger at some point. Pirate. I cannot reach Hongzhou yet. Alright. Protect trade in Canton. There we go. Well, there is a way to fix that. Next up on the thing to do is construct a basic 4,000 man army, 3 infantry, 1 cavalry, and send them to Taiwan. I'm also going to build an exploration ship. Checking to make sure our rivals are still good. Get all the rivals we can. And I'm going to pick up a diplomat advisor. I'm not sure why we didn't have one. He probably died at some point when I was distracted by the war. And that finishes our war with Ayuthaya. That makes us not only the predominant sea power, but also one of the predominant land powers in Southeast Asia. The only real immediate rival we have in terms of actual strength is Ming. Leninjar might be able to make it over and oppose us, but for the time being, we're stronger than them. Could I actually vassalize you, or do you have too many? I theoretically could if I got big enough. Anyway, that looks like a good place to finish this episode. This has been Deckard 6. I hope you enjoyed watching.